US crypto regulation delayed, Solana's Pump.fun is being sued, and another revenue stream is turning on for Iagon. Keep watching to see why I'm bullish. Welcome back, everyone. As always, another week, another absolute circus in crypto. No fluff, no intros. We're jumping straight into this week's madness, starting with the charts. So this week has been quite volatile, as you can see, and overall, a lot of coins are bleeding against Bitcoin. So we can see here, in general, everything is bleeding. And on Cardano natives are actually holding strong against Cardano. So that is very interesting in itself, because typically we'd be working the other way when we see some sort of bearish action. So of note, back on the main coin, so Bitcoin is currently at 86,500 effectively. Ethereum is at 2,800 and Cardano is at 36 cents USD. So not great, not a great week. Bitcoin's wild volatility ride. So Bitcoin has had a super volatile week with 3% movements occurring in minutes. This adds fuel to the fire of growing levels of suspicion of market manipulation from exchanges. As time goes on with this level of volatility, secondary to not much news, it's getting harder and harder to refute. What do you guys think? Do you think there's market manipulation going on, or do you just think it's market fatigue? US crypto regulation bill delayed until 2026. This news is bittersweet. The US crypto regulation bill has been delayed to 2026. However, the bill being passed is looking more favorable with bipartisan approval after Trump making comments stating he has no problem with Democrats in key regulatory positions if they're pro-crypto. So it'd be interesting to see how the Democrats and the Republicans can come to an agreement to get the bills passed and to see what that looks like. Pump.fun and Solana face lawsuit over inside meme pumps. Fresh news, hot off the press, the sky's blue. The world's worst kept secret now public. Pump.fun and Solana is riddled with insider meme pumps extracting value from retail. And this news has been going on for months. Like, this is no new news. This lawsuit's been happening. However, recently, an anonymous informant has come forward with over 5,000 incriminating messages showcasing in detail how the whole system is structurally designed to extract value from retail while rewarding those who have privileged access. Depending on the scale of this rugging and how it's dealt with, we may see some overall negative market sentiment, maybe even like an FTX sort of thing going on to a smaller degree, nowhere near as big, but I think a smaller degree possibly. I believe that it is positive though, as it will get people to swap their investments, make them think twice about meme tokens and swap into investments like the deep in sector. So tokens like Iagon, who have real value because they're solving real world problems. So how do you guys see this all playing out? Do you see some sort of a crash, or do you just see it being swept under the rug? So the Pentad finally got their first priority signed off. They've got Pyth, the Pyth Network, which is an institutional grade real-time data feed coming to Cardano via Pyth. So this is huge for DeFi accuracy, and it closes the gap between ADA and other tokens in the institutional world. So awesome news, and it's good to see that the Pentad is ticking off things off their checklist and achieving them. Quantum Ascend shared some interesting technical analysis which tracks Cardano over a 7-year period. It indicates Cardano potentially hitting 10 USD sometime between June and December next year, with some conservative goals of $4.88 and 5.5 USD. The technical analysis actually coincides with a lot of bullish macro news I've been tracking, like the business cycle correlation or regulation and policy passing next year. So I'm personally quite bullish adding all of these together. How do you guys feel about all of this? Are you mentally drained, or are you still hopeful things can turn around next year? Goofy Crisp wrote a post with some visuals that helps explain the compounding effect Tier 1 stablecoins will have on the ecosystem. I believe these same visuals will be applicable for other top projects on Cardano, like Iagon. He states that adding major stablecoins like USDC, USDT would be like pouring gas on the fire. As many have stated, stables and centralized exchanges are the last missing pieces of the ADA puzzle. However, we know that centralized exchanges are on the way ever since Nav's Fireblocks deal. So Charles did hint at some sort of Tier 1 stablecoin announcement this month. We'll have to wait and see. Time's ticking. South Korea patent published for Iagon. So Iagon's core tech for decentralized storage compute marketplace officially patented in South Korea. This expands their global IP protection. This is massive because based on their comment, it appears this was the missing puzzle for them to commence patent infringement revenue. This is bullish for Iagon holders because their revenue stream will turn on, increasing token price and rewarding stakers. So how do you feel about this news? Who do you think is infringing on Iagon's patent? Charles Hoskinson praises Iagon. Finally, the Iagon team and Nav specifically started to receive some of the recognition that they deserve. Charles recognized the work Nav has been putting in to get the Fireblocks integration for the whole network, and also spoke about the general work and impressiveness of Iagon as a whole. He also mentioned how the Pentad will be refunding the cost of the Fireblocks integration that Iagon paid out of their own pocket. Charles even proclaimed the 11th of December as Iagon Day, which is actually the 12th of the 12th in December, my birthday. So that was a nice little gift. This is awesome. It helps Iagon get more attention from retail. So more eyes on equals price go up because it's a great product. I can't see why people wouldn't be investing in it once they know about it. So that wraps up this week's roundup. I hope you've all learned something new. Please don't forget to follow me on X or subscribe to me on YouTube to stay up to date with the latest crypto news, and like and comment on the video for feedback or questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.